Chapter 12, starting on page 327. There are some definitions to know here. Know what a land trust is. A land trust, an example is the Nature Conservancy. So basically, if Congress won't establish a place as a national park, they will buy that land and establish their own preserve. Know what a biosphere reserve is, what a World Heritage Site is, and what UNESCO is. UNESCO actually decides and manages World Heritage Sites. Page 328. Know the figure and caption here about habitat fragmentation, and you can see from clear cutting here in Oregon how you've got a lot of habitat fragmentation here, and understand the problem with species and about cowbirds. Just a hint, there's a test question about cowbirds and habitat fragmentation, so make sure you know that. All right, island biogeography theory. Here are the tenets of it. So if you have a mainland here, so you look up here, the further the distance is from the mainland, the less biodiversity. So it's easier for species to get to closer islands, and so you have more biodiversity here than further away. Then also, the larger the island, the more biodiversity too. So even though this one is closer, this one's going to have more biodiversity because it's bigger. So the closer and the bigger is going to equal more biodiversity. Now, this can actually happen on land too. So larger protected areas like a national park or state park or preserve, larger ones have more biodiversity, and ones that are closer together have more biodiversity. So we say national parks are habitat islands in between all other kinds of things. So, you know, if you take Yellowstone National Park or Yosemite or Sequoia, it's surrounded by ranches and houses. And so the national parks, they're protected areas surrounded by areas that are not good for wildlife. Sometimes species have to travel between them. So we have here the Sloths Debate, which basically is single large or several small. So do we want to protect land, little pieces here and there, or one big piece? And so there's a debate on which is better for land protection. And one of the ways that we can connect different pieces of protected land is through wildlife corridors. We try to do that between national parks, but also over roads and under roads. We have wildlife bridges and corridors as well to help species not be killed by those cars on the road. All right, and that's the end of chapter 12.